Hey everyone, PB Ekataku here. It's another Saturday and another toy bargain hunting outing. Despite the insane price hikes that were discovered at Ross last time, that is not going to deter me from going out and making these videos. Even with the price increases, there's always a deal to be had, and I will find it for you. Without further ado, onto the hunt. Before that, if you enjoy the content, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and sub to the channel. Patreon's down low, and I also have access to Super Thanks now, which is really neat. I appreciate all of the support, and don't forget to wreck that stupid turd squirrel Ion, especially if she's running around in her underwear or taking a dump in public. Hold her accountable for such disgusting behavior. We're starting off bright and early at Ross, but we're also starting off on the back foot. First up are the somewhat high-priced Matchmaker Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks figures for 20 bucks. Then we got some Sonic diorama sets with the ever so reasonable increased price of 27 clams. And the Attack Collection Super Broly, you know paying 25 bucks for a $13 item is a great deal. And speaking of great deals, a Dragon Stars Vegeta for 2,700 pennies. I guess Ross thought he was worthy of the price increases after all. Damn, we're just getting banger after banger right now. If you want to pay 15 bucks and more than retail for a 4-inch Jack-specific Super Mario action figure, Ross may be the place to go. Whoops, don't worry about that, they're just Lego, no damage was done. They're practically indestructible when it comes to getting dropped. I've never seen Lego actually break from taking a fall, just separate into their individual pieces. Got an Epic Hero Series Captain America action figure, and a Darth Maul from the same line. Darth Maul is double what I paid for Boba Fett, and I can only imagine Cap is in the same range. Don't know how they doubled in price, but I guess it happens. And speaking of doubling in price, here's a Sonic Level Clear diorama set that got hit with the sucker price. Don't worry, it gets better. Somewhat. Eventually. Funko Pop Power Girl ain't moving, and don't expect me to help with that. You know what? I think it's time to say hello to some friends. Oh, we got the Slow Gang here. Sup boys? I'm looking for my pals High C. You seen them around? Kinda slow to respond, aren't ya? Well, I guess it goes with the name, huh?
Hey!
What? I couldn't help it. At least it ain't marked like Pom Pom Puddin'. Anyways, we got my boy High C here. No one tell him what just happened and that I didn't wash my hand. It's good to see you, mate. Where's the other High C? Oh, he's getting squished by the Stitch Squishmallows. Looks like you're having a great time. I ain't gonna disturb you anymore, so carry on. Mario? I wonder, did you all get hit with the price increases too? No, how interesting. I guess plushies were exempt for the actions of out-of-touch executives. Onto the main area of this Ross's toy section. We'll start off at the far right to see the Funko Pop figure selection that hasn't really changed. And we have the pathetic Dragon Stars action figures with equally pathetic prices that also haven't changed. That's a lot of Chainsaw Man power figures, but before you go nuts and buy her, she's 200 dimes. Not looking too good so far, but let's make sure. Another power figure. Okay. Moving on. I happened to find a bendy action figure by Jack Specific, which surprisingly didn't get hit like the Super Mario and Sonic the Hedgehog counterparts. They still went up $1 from the last time I saw them, like their Simpsons counterparts. Back here we got the Larry Koopa with the price that sucks many dicks. Sorry if I'm being vulgar, but at least all that crap is being bleeped out. What other well-priced treasures are we gonna find? I am so excited to see. Well, at this point, Ross was inundated with 3.5-inch Transformers Legacy United action figures for 3 bucks. I don't know why that $11 price tag was stuck to Cheetor, but it's not the real price. It fell on the floor, so it wasn't important. $3 is legitimately a good price, and I was glad to see those Transformers went unaffected. Pfft, no thank you. Anyways, moving on to better things. Oh shoot, Max Bubbles? Alright. And this certainly wasn't what I was thinking of in regards to better things. Even before the price jump, this really isn't that great. Here's a JJK Chibi figure 4-pack for 80 quarters. That's an average of 20 quarters per figure, which isn't that good in my professional opinion. Of course, we got more running Naturo vinyl figures by Culture Fly. I would generally stay away from any sort of scale figure made of vinyl due to how prone they are to leaning, though it probably wouldn't be noticeable with that particular Naturo figure. I saw these Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium puzzles, and at first I thought they had candy in them, but it turns out these are blind boxes that contain 1 out of 6 minifigures: Obelisk the Tormentor, Jinzo, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician, Slifer the Sky Dragon, or Red Eyes Black Dragon. Given how small the container is, I can only imagine how small the figures are. I wouldn't pay 4 clams for something like that. Yeah, I know I just did my typical motion when I choose to buy something, but trust me, I didn't. The jingle didn't even play, so no dice. 800 pennies for a 2.5-inch Eggman action figure? Get the fuck out of here. That scuffed Thor ain't going anywhere, and I don't have much confidence in this low quality looking Thanos neither. Even the packaging is falling apart. I guess this would be fine as an entry level gift for a kid, but not a collecting aficionado like myself. Doesn't look like much else is happening on this end cap. I saw that WWE Superstars Rey Mysterio action figure a few weeks ago, and the same goes for this Hello Kitty 2-pack. Got some more of those squish-along sets. These were selling quite fast before, but now they're just sitting around. Oh look, there's a Marvel Legends Strange Tales Damon Hellstrom action figure at Ross now too. I just saw this at DD's discounts last time. Same price as well, which is $6. Nice. The Marvel Legends action figures did not succumb to the crappy prices. That's great to see. I almost left without finding anything interesting or affordable enough to buy, but at the last minute, I found a Star Wars Retro Collection Kenner style action figure of K2SO from Andor, which looks really cool. At that size and price, it's also a great deal. Alright, let's get out of here and head over to the next stop, Burlington. Look at that shoe rack just smack dab in the middle of the aisle. When you go to Burlington early in the morning, expect to see things like that out there, and also expect to see piles of swept up debris that hasn't been discarded yet. I always thought paint your own figures were a scam, so you mean to tell me I'm buying a figure that I have to paint myself, and I'm paying prices comparable to stuff that's already painted? No thank you. Excuse the erratic movements, I don't remember my thought process at that moment in time. We got a rather big Squishmallow here that unfortunately is quite dirty. I didn't see that here last time, so it went out recently. It got messed up fast. Maybe some kid grabbed it, dropped it on the floor, and stepped all over it. If you're interested in finding some Care Bears plushies, Burlington is the place to go. We got a very purple Harmony bear here, and next to her we got... I forgot this bear's name. Anything on the tag? No, it's covered. Maybe the bears are shown on the back of the box? Cool, they are, but what's the price? 10 clams? That doesn't seem bad for something like this. Here's a Denim Collection Funshine Bear for $10. I assume that means he's made of denim. The quality doesn't look as good as Harmony Bear, but maybe it's just the nature of the material. Anyways, now I know the name of this loose Care Bear. It's Wish Bear. Alright, with that settled, I think it's time to move on to the main area. I typically have tempered expectations at Burlington, and even more so now since it's been a rather slow period. I did find some new stuff here during the last outing, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's still here. That's a very white and sparkly-eyed Bluey. That merch is just piling into discount stores. And I knew it. Not only are the Flex Changers still here, but the Transformers 1 Robot Battler Starscream remains. I wonder how long it's gonna take for these to clear out of Burlington. I don't think I saw this many last time. Did Burlington put more out? Who knows? On my way out, I saw a bunch of decorative Hello Kitty pillows. The first one at the top has some sort of big cat print on the bow, and it costs $17. That seems reasonable. I've seen similar pillows on Amazon go for about 25 bucks. Heart Sunglasses Hello Kitty is also $17, and I'm sure the final one will also be $17. 17. What did I tell you? Though I feel the price is reasonable, it's still higher than what I would be willing to pay. If those pillows somehow drop to the $10 range, I might be game. I haven't checked out the wall art for a few weeks, so why not do so now? This particular Hello Kitty wooden plaque print would go really well in my RGB lit room, if I had the space on my wall for it. It looks like we got the usual offenders: Zelda, Hello Kitty, Stitch, Bluey, and Marvel. Great selection, but no need to spend so much time on it. Time for stop number 3, Ross. We got the nice organized shelves, and I'm starting to get used to these bin rack combination things being in the way. They don't really impede my view, but it does make reaching for things slightly more bothersome. Upon closer inspection, it's not as organized as it usually is here, but it's still significantly better than most Ross locations. $7? Of course. Get that the hell out of here. For a quick second there, it was like I was looking through jail bars. Oh, and we got another crappy lower end Marvel action figure. This is clearly Smart Hulk. Do you really think this is the best of both worlds, or do you hold the same opinion as Valkyrie, who preferred the pre-fusion versions of Hulk and Banner? I already know what the price is gonna be on these. $47. $47. What a bunch of bullshit. Those are going to be warming shelves for a long time, especially when they're priced higher than both Amazon and retail. With so many Jack-specific products getting hit with dick sucker prices, I'm surprised that SMB movie action figures didn't follow suit. I doubt it was a case of being missed, but I'm not going to complain about stuff not getting price increases. Here's a Jade Rabbit Lego set for 14 clams, slightly lower than what it goes for on Amazon. And look at what we got here, a Transformers Earthspark Terran Jawbreaker for $5. I saw this at Burlington for $6 and I knew it would show up at Ross for cheaper. I just realized now that I didn't see a single Terran Jawbreaker at Burlington, so they sold out at $6. I can only imagine those will sell out really fast here as well. I'm not kidding when I said Bluey merch is invading discount stores. I gotta admit that some of these are really cool, and I can imagine someone making a really neat looking Bluey display using a ton of these sets. Do any of you know of any content creator collectors who specifically collect Bluey figures and would make something that I just mentioned? Let me know. Another 800 penny 2.5 inch action figure from Sonic the Hedgehog. Easy pass. This one's gonna be an even easier pass. These used to be $12 and couldn't move at that price. There's no hope at more than double the price now. Again, I have no clue what Ross was thinking with this crap. Let's move on to the checkout area. That's where most of the good stuff is at this location. Unfortunately, that is not the case today. This Ross literally put out all of the stuff with the dick sucker prices in the checkout area. Like, why are they even trying to push the stuff that's nearly doubled, or in some cases, more than doubled in price? Not every customer goes to the toy section, but every paying customer goes to the checkout area, and they're going to look at the stuff here while they're waiting. Ross shoppers are smart and aware, and they're going to notice the sus price tags. It's so weird that this Ross would put that merch at the forefront for all their paying customers to see. Unless this is some kind of 5D chess move to get people to notice, complain to staff, and then that gives the store justification to lower prices. In my video discussing the backpedaling, this was the first store I noticed that dropped prices back down. I also don't understand how Reva hasn't sold out yet. I mean, $4 for the third sister? How could you go wrong with that? I'm sure you can see the checkout area is well stocked, but it's full of old merch and stuff that's priced too high for discount stores. Oh well, let's move on to stop number 4. Another Ross. This section had a ton of Hello Kitty and Friends Sweet and Salty figure 2-packs, and now it's been reduced to a single one. It also seems they are replaced with these Super Mario 4-inch figure 3-packs. These used to go for $18. What are they at now? I'm kinda scared to look, but we have to. 330 dimes. That is an 83% price increase. Not much else to say about that. Let's move on to the toy. Ugh, God. Anyways, no, oh my god, what is this? Look at this end cap. It's full of Dragon Ball Super Dragon Stars action figures. This Ross literally put out more of that product. There was like 3 to 5 action figures when I was here the previous week, but now they're dominating the section. What the hell is this shit? And to make things worse, there's some Sonic merch here too, so the end cap primarily consists of stuff with the crappy increased prices. This is really something, and I felt like Ross was desperate at this point. You know what I think of all this? The person who thought this crap was okay was probably doing that the whole time. Anyways, let's see if we can recover and find something neat and decently priced on the shelves. Uh-oh, Pokemon merch. Check out that awesome Score Bunny figure. Great, huh? If you're lost, please check out Toy Bargain Hunting episode 17 around the 7-minute and 50-second mark. Here's something interesting, a Minecraft mine kit that comes with 1 of 7 assorted figures, so it looks like we got ourselves a blind box. What did the front of the box say? Find the real gold-plated creeper? Oh, so it's only gold-plated and not solid gold! How much is this? $5 with a comparable $18 value. These go for $26 on Amazon, so that's a great deal. I like blind boxes, so I'll give this a shot. By the way, it's a 1 in 48 chance to get the gold-plated creeper, and they've sold for around $100 on eBay. Given my bad luck with blind boxes, I doubt I'll pull one, but one for $5 won't hurt. Not a bad find after seeing all the stuff on the end cap with the garbage price tags. I should let you all know that on these shelves, I mostly saw the same stuff that we saw at previous stores today, so that means... It's fast forward time. I do this to save time, but I wonder if I'm really saving time because I have to talk a lot faster and I often mess up and have to do numerous retakes. Sure, I could do this at a normal pace and speed it up, but that doesn't seem as fun and challenging to do. But sometimes I don't want to challenge, I just want to get things done. What a dilemma, but I think this is the right way to go about it. Maybe I'm getting a little carried away, but these Minecraft blind boxes are really speaking to me, so I think I'm gonna get another one. Maybe I will pull the gold after all. The checkout area is really not worth going over in full detail this time. Even more of the overpriced stuff is here, and anything that isn't overpriced is old merch we've seen plenty of times, like the Power Girl Funko Pop figures and the leftover $10 My Hero Academia anime figures. By the way, I realize these Minecraft mine kits aren't simple blind boxes, but I have to dig at them to get to the chocolatey center like a Tootsie Pop. I don't feel like putting in that kind of effort, so I'm putting these back. I'm back to 0 items bought today, which is perfectly fine. Well, I just saved myself $10 and plenty of time. Let's see how the next stop, DD's Discounts, fares. Things might not happen at the toy section, but maybe the checkout area. Sorry if I'm moving too fast and making you dizzy. I've been asked if I could slow down a bit. I might keep that in mind for the future outings, but knowing me, I'm gonna do it, forget, and go right back into my routine. Feel free to change this video to a slower speed and mute so you don't have to hear my voice in slow-mo. That's something that's definitely not better in slow motion. In case you missed it, we passed the Star Wars Black Series Skeleton Crew Whim action figure. While I don't think they're cool looking action figures, I was wrong about them not selling. Nearly all of the Skeleton Crew action figures I saw at discount stores sold out. People think they're worth 6 smackers. Ah, I got stuff falling all over me here. Speaking of Star Wars Black Series action figures, I found some more over here as well. I saw even more of them when I passed by the checkout area, so we'll expand on that later. Even with the price increases still in effect at Ross, they never made their way to DD's Discounts. That one's still 13 bucks, and it's never gonna sell at that price. Now to get through all of the toy remote control cars. There's just so many. Oh, we got one on clearance. I'm kidding, I just spotted another Black Series Andor action figure. Here's another Super Mario playset with the Mecha Koopa. This one's also 13 bucks, and we saw an upcharged single Mecha Koopa for 7 bucks at the third stop of the day. So Ross is charging more than half the cost of this bundle from DD's Discounts, and that's only for one item, not even 2 or 3 pieces. The only thing left to do in this area is check out the end cap, but I need to put some stuff back. I moved it myself, and I can't just leave it on the floor. That's poor form. It doesn't look like there's much here this time. Here's the same exact 2.5-inch Daisy action figure I saw last time, and the same selection of Super Mario 4-inch action figures. Oh, there is one different thing here, a fire green Mario. Let's get a side view. Nothing. Oh, there is something else. A 7 months late or 5 months early Popsy's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's pretty much it for the toy section. Onward to the checkout area. It was really happening here during this outing. There's a whole lot to go over, and we'll start with a whole bunch of All Elite Wrestling action figures. It's odd to see an AEW action figure of Owen Hart given that he passed away nearly 20 years before the wrestling promotion even started. There's a lot more to see. We could skip over a young Chris Jericho. Here's an unmatched collection Anna Jay. Looks a little weird if you ask me, but for 4 bucks, I doubt a wrestling fan's gonna lose out much. To the left of Anna Jay is an unmatched collection Red Velvet action figure. Sorry, when I hear Red Velvet, the first and only thing I think of is my favorite K-pop group. It looks like all of the unmatched collection action figures go for 4 clams each. Alright, let's move on to the anime figures. And it looks like no new additions have been made. Oh, and by the way, this DD's Discounts moved the collectibles to the outside shelf of the checkout area. It was inside the actual entryway before. Since the checkout line is usually high traffic even this early in the morning, I much prefer this setup. Here's something new, a Big Apple Collectible.com exclusive Brainiac Funko Pop figure. I never even heard of that online shop before. I decided to check out their website to see if they had some cool stuff, and this is what I saw. Rest in pepperonis. I hardly knew ye. Actually, I didn't know ye at all. Back to the checkout area. We got some more Star Wars Black Series action figures. I wasn't sure I wanted this K2SO action figure, so I left it behind, and after thinking about it, I decided to go for it. I mean, why not? I got the Retro Collection one earlier, and it looks cool enough. Looks like we got some more Funko Pop figures to cover. Here's a former Chalice Collectibles exclusive of Overhaul from My Hero Academia. I also never heard of Chalice Collectibles, and I don't feel like looking them up. Wait, is that it for the Funko Pop figures? I could have sworn I looked at some more. Oh well. Moving on to the next stop, Ross again. Anyone interested in dog beds? No? Then why are they taking precious space in the toy section? How about getting rid of some of the clothes? There's too many. There doesn't need to be so much clothes. Come on, Ross, make a compromise to benefit the toy section. I saw this Piggy brick toy set at Burlington a few weeks prior. It's $13 at Ross, and unfortunately, I didn't get a shot of the tag at Burlington, so I don't know who had it for the better price. I've noted that this Ross has the largest toy section out of all my local stores, but it also tends to be one of the more disorganized ones. Ross, I've said this like a million times, but you need to lower the price on those Naruto figures. They are not selling. There's nothing spectacular on this end cap, but look at this tiny Super Mario Bros. Buzzy Beetle over here. Care to guess how much this thing cost? 70 dimes. What a joke. The C-suiter who approved of this needs to get fired, or the AI or algorithm that came up with it needs to get deleted. And what the hell is this? Who lined these up? Was it another content creator? I think seeing Dragonstar's action figures front and center is an easy way to set me off. And oh no, I know where this is going. $15 for an action figure with packaging that's completely ruined. What a great deal. Let's get a move on, though I don't have high hopes. It's odd that I'm still seeing Lightyear stuff that hasn't received price drops. I'm pretty sure those 12-inch Lightyear action figures have been at Ross longer than the Anime Heroes Renji Abarai action figures, yet the latter got them price cuts. Is it just me, or am I seeing even more of those Limit Breaker movie and Super Broly action figures? Given that Ross has been putting out more Dragon Stars action figures, I wouldn't be surprised if they put out more of them Brolys as well. I totally missed it, but there's a Swimsuit Celestial VV Rem figure up there. It's funny that Ross put the ReZero anime figures with all the girls' toys. No shade at the employees though, it's unreasonable to think everyone knows about specific anime series. I bet most of the people working at Ross never even heard of ReZero. I know anime is mainstream, but I still don't think it's super mainstream. Seriously, I'm getting a wider shot and there was a bunch of Limit Breaker Brolys. I've had enough of that. Oh yeah, we're nearly 21 minutes into this outing. Despite the multitude of items with dick sucker prices I encountered, I am still having a great time and I hope all of you are as well. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to slap me with a like, perhaps a sub, and if you feel like I earned it, a super thanks as well. Sorry, I couldn't find a proper button for that. I appreciate all of your support, and thank you for sticking around. Back to whatever the hell's going on. Where are we now? Oh, it's the side area with the stuff hanging on the hooks. I've been seeing the 2.5-inch Crash Bandicoot minifigures quite often at Ross. Yet again, we got a bunch more Star Wars Black Series action figures. These are John Norwood from the Skeleton Crew, and check that out. Ross has K2SO as well. This droid has been like my BFF for this toy bargain hunting outing. I've encountered this thing like 4 times already. Will I find K2SO again later in the day? Maybe. Alright everyone, we are done at this location, so it's time to head to yet another Ross. How many of you are used to my usual order of operations when it comes to the discount stores? This is the Ross where I typically strike out and don't find anything to buy, but that changes today. Here's a Hello Kitty and Friends Kuromi hoodie and Bestie plush, only for 7 clams. This is part of a set, and I've been eyeing it since I first saw them at Box Lunch. And look at that, we got a matching Hello Kitty plush from the same set. Again, I wanted to get these from Box Lunch, but by the time I had access to Box Lunch money, these sold out. I wasn't gonna pay normal Box Lunch prices for these. I wonder if My Melody is here as well. I think I should search a bit. You know what? Sanrio merch is rather popular, and someone might grab these while I'm distracted. I should hold on to them. I wonder if the other plushies from the set are here. Wait, what's this? Well, I didn't expect to see this buried in the plushies. This one's different from the last Iron Man I bought. I think this one looks a lot cooler, and at 4 clams, I don't mind having a variant. That was a nice unexpected find, but I was trying to look for other plushies from the Hello Kitty and Friends hoodie set I just found. I'm carrying quite a bit, so I have to put something down unfortunately. I'll guard these plushies like my life depends on them. At first, I thought the set only had Hello Kitty, Kuromi, and My Melody, but when I looked on Amazon, I saw that Kuropi and Cinnamoroll are part of the set too. It turns out I saw Kuropi a few months ago, and I passed up on him. Oh well, it is what it is. I found another great plushie. It wasn't the My Melody I was looking for, but here's a $12 Mermaid Pusheen plushie. Pusheen plushies are always great. This one lights up and uses 3 AAA batteries. It's great knowing that you can swap them. I got a similar Pusheen plushie, so I could pass on this one. Let me pick up the plushies I do intend to buy and continue looking around. Sadly, I was unable to find the matching My Melody plushie, but it's all good. I'm happy with what I found. I wonder why the Sonic Prime merch didn't get hit with the price increases, whereas nearly all of the other Sonic merch did. Who really cares though? I think we're seeing business as usual now. I've seen a lot of this stuff before, and I'm still waiting patiently for some of them to get reduced pricing. Let's continue making our way down the shelf. We got plenty of toy cars and superhero toys that sadly aren't of the Marvel Legends or McFarlane Toys variety. Actually, there is something Marvel Legends, but we saw that already. When it comes to the anime figures, it's a lot of the same stuff we've seen recently, so no need to highlight them again. I don't want these to feel too redundant. There's an oddly placed end cap still to check out. Damn, what a mess. A cataclysm will definitely happen if you try touching that. Here's a Legacy United Cheetor again. That's the only one I still see. Both Galvatron and Geocron are long gone, and I saw them all at the same time a few weeks back. I'm sure you could tell that this very narrow end cap is mostly full of crud, mainly the Dragon Ball Super merch with the you know what kind of prices. Look at all that. It's insane how this stuff just multiplied. Ross really thought they were gonna get an easy 2x multiplier with their sales, but that only works if people are willing to pay the price. Okay, I think it's time to leave this Ross. The uncharacteristic finds here really boosted up this toy bargain hunting outing, and now it's time to bring things down again with Goodwill. Back when I did thrift store shopping on a regular basis, I used to find great stuff all the time. I only go occasionally now since I don't actually live near many thrift stores anymore. The few times I do go, don't generate results for collectibles or plushies. However, to be fair, I am finding stuff, but it's more expensive than discount stores. I've been clowning on this Goodwill for constantly having plushies like standard size Squishmallows for $6 when they really should be $1 or $2. Ross sells equivalent ones for like 4 clams, so I don't get what this particular Goodwill is doing. Any thrifters here still have success with thrift stores? Let me know in the comments. We're wrapping up rather quickly here and heading over to the next stop, DD's Discounts. I've said this about DD's Discounts before, but one of the things I really appreciate about this store over Ross is the cleanliness and organization. Rarely do I ever see the shelves being utter chaos. I guess it helps that DD's gets less traffic than Ross. So this Disney Junior Super Kitty set isn't something I would buy for myself, but I can't deny that they look really cool. On to the rest of the stuff, which is most likely the RC and toy cars. See? Told you. That SpongeBob car looked kinda cool, but I bet it's slow AF like my Hello Kitty RC toys. What's on the end cap? Oh, it's almost all outdoor equipment. L end cap today. The Anime Heroes Renji Abarai action figures are still not moving at 36 quarters. They'll need to drop down to a $5 at the very least for those to move. Taking a quick look down low, nothing going on here. Nothing else in the midsection, and as for the top shelf, I'm not gonna try too hard. Maybe I'll just move one thing. Okay, that's good enough for me. Let's move on to the checkout area. We got both anime and Funko Pop figures. A lot of the same stuff, but here's something completely new to discount stores. A Banpresto Figure Coliseum Rock Lee figure. Only 15 bucks, 5 less than what the figure line cost during the holidays, so this isn't bad at all. By the way, that's Drunken Boxing Rock Lee, which is probably his best and funniest version. As cool as it is, I think I'll pass and leave that for a true Rock Lee enjoyer. Like the previous DD's Discounts, this location had an abundance of All Elite Wrestling action figures. This wasn't at the previous DD's, an unrivaled collection of the Devil MJF for 3 clams. The Unmatched Collection action figures were 4 bucks each. I don't know why there was a price difference, but I ain't complaining. This looks more like a mix between Edge and Matt Riddle instead of Chris Jericho. Sorry, did I say Edge? I meant Cope. What a terrible name. Anyways, among all of the red velvet action figures no one wants, I found an unrivaled collection Samoa Joe action figure. His signature towel is actually made of towel material, which is a nice touch. Joe's a great wrestler, and I'm a fan of his. At 3 clams, this was a shoo-in, but I didn't buy him. I found one more different action figure hidden among the red velvets, and that's Saraya, formerly known as Paige during her time at WWE. Her face is kinda off, which I feel like is the norm for these things, but the rest of the action figure really doesn't look bad. This is another one I passed on. The only one I ended up going for was the Devil MJF, mainly because there's no crappy human face. We got an action figure with a cool mask. Whoa, this DD's Discounts had 4 out of the 6 action figures in Series 15. The only ones I didn't see were Ethan Page and Daniel Garcia. Sorry everyone, I know I already spoiled the fact that I didn't buy the Samoa Joe action figure, but I really did struggle with that decision. I think the Devil will do for now. We're done with this DD's Discounts, and it's time to move on to another Ross. What a surprise. There's nothing special going on at the front end cap, it's all stuff we've seen already, and these blue bins are here yet again. It's like these bins never move and perpetually remain here. What's the deal? There's still room to move, but damn, oh my god, are you freaking kidding me? Look at all these garbage ass Dragon Ball Super Dragon Stars action figures. This is the most I've ever seen in a single store, and there's even the gachapon sized Dragon Ball Flash figures. Why is all this out here? Why is Ross pushing the stuff with the sucker prices? I'm still wondering if they're legitimately trying to sell these, or if they're giving them max exposure so customers can call out the prices, which may give the store itself an excuse to drop everything back down. Also incensed at the sight of all this stuff that I gave yet another obscene gesture. None of you need to see that one, but damn, it's not just the Dragon Ball Super stuff. The Jack specific Mario and Sonic merch with the sucker prices were there too. It was a huge in-your-face barrage of crap. At least there was some Transformers merch up here that didn't have price increases, stuff I'm completely dropping. Here's something Minecraft, but I did want to mention that I was so focused on these high-priced items that I completely missed some Legacy Evolution Transformers that were occupying the same space as the Dragon Stars action figures. I don't even know what they were. Sorry, I gotta backtrack. I know I'm repeating myself, but I don't think I ever seen that much merch from a single series together in a single store, not even during the holidays. Viewers, please let me know what series had the most amount of merch you saw at a single time at a discount store. Please don't be shy. I'd love to hear your stories, whether it's similar to what I experienced or if it's completely different. I want to know about them. Okay, there's 40 more seconds of nothing burger left at this Ross, and I am making the executive decision to cut the rest out. No fast forwarding, it's not even worth the time to do that. Let's move on to the final stop of the day, Dee Dee's Discounts. The shelves were full, though they are also slightly disorganized. Since it was close to 11 AM at this point, I figured someone was picking through the shelves looking for treasure. Hopefully they gave up just before finding the loot, or I can also hope that they distracted themselves like I do and completely missed stuff that was in front of them. Either way works, as long as I find cool stuff, it's all good. I've been hearing mixed stuff in regards to the live action Lilo and Stitch movie. I know live action Disney movies have been really hit or miss, and mostly on the miss part. Anyone watch the movie? Anyone buy this off-brand Gundam action figure set? We got Cat Mario here, and since it's Dee Dee's Discounts and not Ross, the stupid prices are not present. I would still prefer if this thing was like 3 clams instead of 4. Also, I've seen Cat Mario, Cat Green Mario, and Cat Toad many times, but I have not once seen a Cat Peach action figure at discount stores. What gives? I know I've seen this Minecraft Diamond level sheep action figure at Ross before. It was 11 bucks there, and it's the same price at Dee Dee's Discounts. I love it when price increases don't happen. It's pretty much time to wrap up the outing, but before we do that, I wanted to show you all these Sonic the Hedgehog action figures. They're the same ones that have the Dick Tucker prices at Ross. I said that I haven't seen price increases at Dee Dee's Discounts, but I also thought they were inevitable if Ross was doing them since Ross owns Dee Dee's Discounts. If you haven't seen my update video in regards to the price increases on Dragon Ball Super, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Super Mario merch, how much do you think this cost? If you guessed proper discount store pricing, you are correct. When I saw this, it further reinforced the idea that Ross and Dee Dee's Discounts either have a different person in charge of pricing, or they use different programs / algorithms / AI to do the pricing for them. It seems efficient to have separate programs doing it, so I'm guessing those price changes at Ross were approved and initiated by a person. So with the proper prices still in effect at Dee Dee's Discounts, combined with the price drops on items that originally had their prices inflated, which is something I discussed in another video, and maybe briefly mentioned here, to me, it's clear Ross made quite the oopsie. I didn't get any of these because I already bought all of these from Ross a few months ago. However, I still found plenty of stuff, so let's move on to that. You might be wondering where the hell that Cody Rhodes action figure came from. Well, it was from the final stop of the day. I thought I recorded the footage and it turned out I didn't. So this is how you all find out about it. For most of the toy bargain hunting outing, I thought the forces of bad luck were trolling the hell out of me, especially with all those Dragon Ball Super Dragon Stars action figures. But like the previous outing, we prevailed and finished strong. And with that, we complete another toy bargain hunting outing. I hope you all had a great time, and I really appreciate everyone for coming along for the ride. If you made it this far, type K2SO in the comments. If you got some more time to spare, please check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you later.